All right, so I'll make a motion to come out of executive session.
All right, motion made by Mr. Cross, second by Mr. Bishop, to come out of executive session. Let the record reflect no action was taken. All right. Y'all, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
There's three of you. Y'all could have gone and done that. So there's three of you.
We were waiting on the.
Oh,
yeah,
waiting
we-
on light. No. Waiting on, well. All right, now we got them all irritated, bring them back in.
Yeah.
Maybe we lost a couple.
All right, old business. Do I have a motion to approve, December 5th, old business?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Morrison, second by Mr. Cross. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Consent agenda. The motion to approve. I'll make it. All right, motion made, Mr. Morrison. I'll second consent agenda myself. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Mr. John Sullivan. Catch you before you sit down.
I know, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Item A, petition for change of the assessment of 2022 for the real and 2021 and 22 for the personal
I
property.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion made by Mr. Morrison, second by Mr. Cross. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Item B, petition to adjust the 2022 homestead exemption.
Motion approved.
Motion made by Mr. Morrison, second by myself. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. All right,
Item C, authority to pay the 2023 annual membership dues for Mississippi IAAO.
all right. Motion approved by myself,
Second.
second by Mr. Cross. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
And item D, authority to pay 2023 annual membership dues to the IAAO for my brother, William Patrick Sullivan, in the amount of $410, and authority to issue the check.
Second.
All right, motion made by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Could I make a request? I don't think it's gonna be a hard request, but on these membership dues and conferences, is there any way I could be put under membership dues and conferences on the consent agenda? I mean, it's already approved through the budget. We're just going through it on how to.
Is there an issue on there?
Slade?
I think the instructions in the past were membership dues for the collector and assessor board.
I'm fine with it.
That's before my time. But if y'all want to change that policy, we can.
I
And
mean,
it doesn't matter, I mean,
it's
gonna
fine
get
with
approved
it.
anyway,
Yeah,
but, I mean, it just kinda,
I don't care.
save time.
My recollection is that the request was related to training and classes that would result in the statutory increase on the payroll side, that was what needed to be on the agenda. I don't remember there being an issue about membership dues. And I think, John, that's what you're asking, is membership dues.
All right.
just,
Sounds good.
All right,
I,
appreciate you, John. Miss Bridget.
Morning.
Good morning.
It's almost good afternoon.
We're gonna hurry. Our first bids this morning that we're opening
Hey,
are.
before you open
Is
those,
Harrison
Miss
eating?
Bridget,
Are you eating?
are,
Harrison?
these bids, of course, they're gonna be good for how many months?
6 months this time.
So if we're only going, if we're just looking at bids for 6 months, I mean, is there anything, Mr. Slade, that, I mean, prevent any of these
Well-
bidders for reaching out and saying, no, they can't honor it in 6 months?
Yes, sir. So we've had this discussion previously, guys, about some of the challenges that we find with some of these vendors. What we've experienced in recent days is these enormous price increases for the supplies that the vendors are relying to secure. In other words, the aggregate that goes in the asphalt supply, that's been a challenge because of the river traffic and the difficulties there. And so they saw significant price increases. When they are under contract with us on these term bids, they are honoring a price as given at the point in time that they tendered the bid. So when they experience these crushing price increases, they're incentivized to say, I can't do it for what I told you I could. We don't have the ability to force them, short of litigation, we don't have the ability to do it. We don't have a meaningful way to do it. So Brad, I think your question is there any way that we can introduce language that maybe creates a more of an incentive for them to try to comply with the term bid? And the answer to that is we can do that, but it's gonna get reflected in your prices that you receive. That's the trade-off, okay? Go ahead, Dan.
And I guess my comment to that is, then why even do it at all? Why even have an asphalt bid, a semi-annual asphalt bid again? Because once the prices get out of whack, they're gonna say, we don't wanna honor our contract
Yes, sir.
anymore, which, what happened to us last year?
Yes, sir.
Prices went up, they couldn't honor it. So I guess
right.
my thing is, if we just bid out each individual project for asphalt side, then they're gonna bid it based on the market price anyway.
Yes, sir.
So I guess that's kind of my thing. It's useless to, in my mind, to award an asphalt bid
Right.
when they don't honor it. When the prices go up outside their realm,
Yes.
then they're not gonna honor their bid
Yes.
anyway.
Or they leave us and go to a higher pay.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
so what I'd rather do is just bid out each job individually, and then that's set on the market, right? They bid it all out, it comes back in, and it's competitive.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, I'm tired of seeing asphalt projects go out on our bid, and then we get left to go do something else or not finish a job. I mean, we had an area in Brad's area, it didn't get finished. We all had some stuff that popped
Yes.
up, and it was all based on the price of it going. I get it goes up.
Yep.
And I get it's a bad deal. So in that case, instead of letting them out of bids that they bid on, there's no sense in going down the process, in my mind, of asphalt. Then let's just go about bid every job out individually,
Okay.
and then we can set whatever kind of requirements we want on that job.
How
Let's-
long
let's-
ago was that spread out though?
Yeah.
I'm just asking, is that?
Yeah. Let's talk about that, real quick. There's two things that come to mind. Number one, by using a term bid approach, guys,
And whatnot, or
What-
little small jobs.
And I guess that's my thing, as long as they understand that the asphalt bid's not going for standard jobs. It may be a patch over here or a patch over there. I wanna bid the jobs out individually. Say if we're gonna pave whatever road, then bid that road out. Don't use that, the annual bid or semi-annual bid for it.
Well, I thought
Because
we had discussed maybe doing that anyway, since we have a large amount of
yes,
money.
yes,
we're gonna-
yes,
I
yes,
agree.
yes, yes,
Just
yes,
bid it
yes.
out.
So,
Yeah.
so let's talk about it, okay? The beauty of the term bid is this: it follows the procurement responsibility that we have under state law, okay? By putting it out for bid and securing pricing, and it's in a competitive environment, everybody gets to participate in that, right? Everybody that wants to sell asphalt to the county can come to the table through our term bid process, and through that procurement process, they have an equal opportunity to secure our business. So we follow and we comply with the procurement responsibility that we have. What that does then is it keeps us from having to actually come up with a project bid scope that Tim's gonna have to be involved in, and we'll incur the expense of the engineer to stand up an actual project, right, with specifications. Then we don't have to go through the process of advertising it, waiting to receive the bids. If we have the term bid, we can simply take the work that's required and through a purchase order, tell the winning term bidder, go get it done. Now, down to your point, when we're in an environment where fuel prices are doubling, tripling over a 2-week period, we're gonna get caught along with those vendors in a situation where they cannot perform. They'll go out of business, they'll be bankrupt. So, that's the trade-off. We need the flexibility of having a procurement that is
All right, so let me
compliant.
ask you this, if we award an asphalt bid, are we required to use that asphalt bid on
No,
a
sir.
job? So it
No,
doesn't
sir.
matter what we award.
You can
We
say-
can still say, tell you what, we're gonna pay whatever road, but we're not gonna use we're gonna still bid it no matter what.
Correct. You can go right back, design it, spec
So
it.
the
get a
asphalt
plan
bid
sheet.
doesn't necessarily mean anything.
It doesn't.
It just says we got it available
it's
if we wanna use
convenient.
it, but if 3 of us say, hey, we're gonna bid it out, we go, right?
That's it.
If we gotta go in and pre-level or something like that,
whatever.
we can
Yeah.
do that ourselves.
This is absolutely necessary. I don't want my purchase
I got
clerk
it.
pulling her pretty hair out because she's having to stand up 60 bids
Doesn't matter what it is. Yeah.
when we can just do a term bid and not have to worry with all of that. I think we don't want to be in that position, right? We need the convenience
gonna
and the
affect you,
speed
Bridget?
that this
I think here's what
allows.
they're-
How will it
that's
affect
too,
you?
know, the
Yeah.
cities use our.
I'll do whatever we need to, that's what I'm over there
And I
for.
guess that's the thing is if we don't hold them to the teeth on awarding them the bid, we can let them out of it if prices get high.
Yes,
But
sir.
I'm
Then we
glad
should
we
be able
are
to get
doing
out
it for
ourselves.
6
You
months.
guys always
I
have
think
the
it's smart to
option
do it for 6
to
months
not
again.
pursue, right? 6
think
months
it
is
is?
good because
Yes.
it's a much better control over the pricing, because the fluctuation that we saw in the petroleum prices, we were stuck for a year.
Yeah.
And so you end up with the same guy telling you constantly, I can't produce at that price.
Asphalt.
I get it.
And by the
And
way,
it
the law
also
doesn't
helps
allow
the
us to
trucking
up
for
the
the
price.
other commodities
Right.
too. It's been a hard time for all of our bidders, but the 6 months, hopefully, like, we used to do this a long time ago, and I think it's gonna, hopefully, the pricing will get better, and maybe we won't have the issues we've had with the limestone and other commodities. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Ready or not?
Now,
The first bids we're gonna open are the semi-annual asphalt. The first bid is from J&L Enterprises. For item 1, they bid $126.75. Item 2, $138.90. Item 6, $147.90. Item 7, $144.75. Item 8, $49.99. This bid is from AdCamp. Item 1, $120. Item 2, $124.40. Item 3, $3. Item 4, $81. Item 5, $84.40. Item 6, $124.40. Item 7, $124.40. Item 8, $44.40. This bid is from AJ Construction. Item 1, $128. Item 2, $122. Item 3, $2.70. Item 4, $74. Item 5, $75. Item 6, $135. Item 7, $124. Item 8, $40.
what was it?
40.
40.
Y'all like them when they round them off.
Yeah.
Gotta get that last dime in there. I got it. This bid is from Ergon. These are gonna be on the second page. This is liquid emulsion. Item 10, $3.05 per gallon. Item 11, $3.38. Item 12, $3.20. Item 13, $2.95.
I didn't even write it. It's Ergon.
The rest of these bids were received electronically. The first one is from Dickerson and Bowen. Item 1, $140. Item 2, $155. Item 3, $5.35.
Stop writing.
Item 4, $76.50. Item 5, $84. Item 6, $260. Item 7, $155.
Somebody got a note.
Yeah.
This bid is from Sunbelt Sealing. They're bidding on item 9 only.
What's your last name?
Sealing, SEALING. It's item 9, and it's $1.45. This bid's from APAC. Item 1, $159.65. Item 2, $168. Item 4, $87.85. Item 5, $98.90. This bid is from TL Wallace. Their bid is not gonna be in order, but they were only, have a note for item 3 to see below, and it's a $9,000 a day or colder hot milling, but the bid is not in order.
Real broke down.
I recommend those be taken under advisement.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion made. Do I need to take action? take action on?
Just take into
Yeah, right.
consideration.
Yeah,
Take on
I guess.
consideration, yeah.
Motion made by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Gaines to take under advisement these bid terms. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion carried.
The next bid is for metal culverts. We received one bid from Southern Pipe and Supply. It's 7 pages of pricing. I just recommend that be taken in under
7
advisement.
pages
It'll
for a
be-
culvert.
It'll be the rest of them. The only other one I have a bid tab is gonna be for scrub seal and so.
And then all right, do I have a motion on the culverts?
Or do we not have others to add to it?
That's the sole bid for that one.
That's old.
Alright, motion approved.
Second.
Or do we table it?
Huh?
Motion that we table it? Or take it?
No.
Take under advisement.
Take it under advisement, yeah.
Motion by Mr.
Yeah.
Bishop, second by
Start off
Mr.
with
Morrison.
approve it.
Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion carried.
The next bid is for polypropylene culverts. The first bid received is from Southern Pipe and Supply. Yeah, the rest of them, unless y'all want me to call out, I'm not going to. The next one is from Coburn Supply.
Who?
Coburn's. The final bid is from Ferguson Waterworks. I recommend those be taken under advisement.
All right, I'll make a motion to take them under advisement. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bishop. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion carried.
The next bids are for scrub seal, slurry seal, microsurfacing and microsurfacing modified. The sole bid received is from T.L. Wallace. They did not bid the first 3 items, but on item 4, A, they bid $9, B, $105, and C, $105. I recommend that be taken under advisement.
Motion made by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion carried.
The next bid is for crushed aggregates. The first bid is from Warren Paving. This is the limestone and riprap that they're bidding.
That was Vicksburg, right? Yes.
Yes. The next bid is from Rankin County Limestone, and they bid for all of the commodities except for 6 and 7. And I recommend those be taken under advisement.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion carried.
The next bids will be for wash and clay gravel. The first bid is from J&L Enterprises. He bid for clay gravel only. The second bid is from Fast Cat LLC. They bid both wash and clay gravel.
What's her name? Fast what?
Fast Cat, F-A-S-C-A-T, Tim Savell. And I recommend those be taken under advisement.
All right, motion made by Mr. Gaines, second by myself. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion carried.
We received one bid for soil stabilization from AdCamp. I recommend that be taken under advisement.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion made by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign,
The final bids
motion
are,
carried.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The final bids are for polyurethane foam application and curb and gutter replacement and removal and replacement. The first bid is from Warren Building Company.
Who?
Warren, W-A-R-E-N, Eric Durham. He's bid all of the items. This bid is from Foremost Foundations and Construction. And they've submitted pricing for all items. It's kind of like easy. This bid is from Helms Polyfoam. They're bidding for the polyfoam application only. This bid is A1 Concrete Services. They're bidding concrete removal and replacement only. Final bid is from Bulldog Construction. They're bidding every item. I recommend those be taken under advisement.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
The next item, I'm requesting approval of copier contracts with R.J. Young for the Chancery Clerk and 911 operations.
Make,
Second.
motion made by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. The last item is I'm requesting, we're awarding contract for pest control services of county buildings. My recommendation is to Safeguard Pest Management.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bishop. Any discussion?
I just have, is this the same one that's had it lately, or is this a?
The last 3 years he's had it.
Okay. All right.
No more discussion. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
All right, you, Bridget.
Thank you, Ms. Bridget.
Hey, Mr. President and Mike, if it's okay with y'all,
Yes, sir.
we would like to put A through F together as District 2, 4, and 5, and we've all looked at it.
I do A and E. I need to do F, so,
Oh, okay. Then can we do A through E?
yes, sir.
All right, I make a motion, we approve those.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Gaines to put A, B, C, D, and E
Yes, sir.
in one. And got a second by.
I'll second.
All right, second by Mr. Morrison. Any
And they did.
discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Hey,
And
I
and
wa- I
they
wanna-
did get
yeah.
everything, Barry.
Yeah, the residents call me, all that kind of stuff. It's amazing what happens.
Yeah.
When that happens, they get it done in 3 days.
Yeah.
So, thank you for going out and fixing the September project.
Yes, sir. Vernon Jones Drainage Project Approval, pay application 1 to Thornton Construction, Inc. in the amount of $105,814.14 and authority to issue check.
Hopefully it didn't all blow away the other day. Motion approved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Cross. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. All right.
I got one little brief thing that I'd like to talk about just for a second, just to get y'all's feel for it.
Are you on public comment?
No public comment, but no, me and Tim met last week, about red lights. We've got to improve our red lights on Old Fannin and, Spillway, get them more upgraded to modern deal, and we've met. We've talked to some things, on some different things, and there's a new system called video, protection. It's not radar. So it actually gives you a video, live feed of the roads and everything.
Sounds expensive.
It's not really, it's less than the radar stuff that we're using. This will give, live feed to the sheriff's department of the traffic and everything, and availability for emergency vehicles to go through the red lights. Yes, it is expensive when you break it down.
Smart light.
So it'll just be updating our system if y'all, I just wanted to see if y'all are interested in
Well, you were
going.
supposed to get some numbers together
I do.
compared to the what we have. When we go out there and overlay the road, we're gonna have to be taking up and putting back down those strips anyway.
Yeah,
So
like
we're
our-
gonna incur some cost there. So I'd ask them to find out with this new system, what's the difference gonna be, you know?
So we're talking, it's gonna be about $158,000 to put it in on the whole Fannin Road, Jay. It's
How
gonna
much?
cost $158,000,
Is that the total
yes, sir.
for all of them?
No,
For all,
all of them
Five.
on that one road.
on that one,
On that road.
on that road.
Yeah.
On the whole Fannin.
Versus what was
Well,
our
Jay don't have
expense?
any more money, he gave him away.
There's some,
Didn't Jay give
hey,
his away?
Tim,
I'm sorry.
there's some money
Yes, sir.
through CMPDD for lights, isn't it? I think it,
In the
We may have
rounds of
missed it.
funding, that
We might have
traffic
missed it.
signalization is one thing that you can go for. I don't know if there's any money available at this moment right now.
I think they've got well, they had a lot of money, but, okay, never mind, let's look at that too. Just-
Anyway,
Well, like,
one
staying with the
58,
system we have now, how much are we gonna have to spend when we get ready?
it'll be about $50,000 more than what we'd have to spend once we tear everything out and redo it.
Alright.
Cause every loop, but what we're trying to do on Old Fannin, Jay, was get this in place before we do the overlay this summer there. So we can control the red lights a lot better.
Cause there's some weird red lights there on Old Fannin,
Oh, I
you know,
know.
that little
And then
staggered
it's-
area by River Chase.
But we can buy all the equipment on state contract, so it's pretty easy to do that. It's all on state contract, and then we have a professional service with a vendor to install things, so we won't have to put this out for bid. I think it's what, he said 6 to 8 weeks, Tim, on getting the equipment in.
People out there with a billboard.
Where radar detection, that's what we was kinda going to, was radar detection, is 46 weeks out. So I think this will be a better round thing, what we've looked at. I've talked to the sheriff about it, and I've talked to Scott Berry with the fire department out there, at the reservoir.
Are they consistent, sturdy, life?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really a camera that mounts on the pole, Jay, and, they'll have to do some stuff in the boxes, and we'll have to get some internet stuff going, and
Not some hidden costs in there.
no, sir. No, sir, I mean, he says they done Ridgeland up there at Madison turnkey. I mean, they're just steadily upgrading all their red lights to this.
So it has to be internet?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's gonna be a cost, we don't currently do that.
We can either go wireless, it can go cellular, you know, yes, there will be a cost of that, and I think he was trying to get that cost for us.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
I have not heard that.
We have not heard what that annual fee is, but it wasn't very much. He didn't want to give us a figure on it, but I mean, we're talking
Well, we get our
probably,
numbers and we can come back.
we're probably talking $2,000 a year just to live feed all
And
that.
if we have tag readers already at the intersection, we can use that same
Right.
MiFi or Wi-Fi.
But it'll be capable if emergency vehicle goes down Spillway Road and they've got the equipment in it, they'll get a green light to go 100% all the way.
Could any of this be applied through CMPD?
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Oh, we just have to check on it.
I think it would.
I just wanted to get a
I mean,
get a
they've got
feel
whole
from y'all.
Signalization program there.
I just wanted to get a feel from
Yeah.
y'all. Just want to take a quick minute just to get a feel from y'all if we need to progress with this further.
I'll
Before we
look
just put
and
a
get
lot.
some numbers and come
Y'all
back
look
to it.
into it, CMPD though. Yeah.
Okay. We'll look into the CMPD side of it and we'll get basic good hard numbers on this.
Yeah.
But we do have a hard number on the equipment. I'll just have to figure out the installing side of it, but I can get that number.
All right,
All right,
thank you.
thank y'all.
Come on up, Mr. Parker, I gotta be done by 11:30.
We'll roll through.
Yeah.
Item
Maybe
A,
on this page.
is River Forest Part 3, that's a District 5 subdivision.
Oh,
We're recommending approval of the final plat.
we add another
The
subdivision?
last one, the last phase, man.
This is,
We're done after this.
there'll be another phase to this one. This is not the final phase of River Forest.
This is part 3.
Oh, well, good, I still got
part-
some more.
That's right, that's right. And approval of the LOC in the amount of $198,283.80.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion made with Mr. Bishop, second, Mr. Gaines, any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
They got their letter from the.
All
Bar
opposed, like
Association.
sign.
The second item we have, Mr. President, is on Gunner Road improvements. And you'll note there's 2 pay applications there. They were late getting the October information to us. It was not on the last agenda. We're recommending approval of payout number 3 to Hemp Hill in the amount of $94,513.65. and approval of payout number 4 to Hemp Hill in the amount of $462,319.18, and authority to issue those checks.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, motion made by Mr. Morris, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? Not, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Slade,
Oh, here we go.
we're getting closer.
Y'all ready? Item A has been removed from the agenda. That's fast enough.
It's easy enough.
Okay.
Item B is a public hearing on the U.S. Bank Trust National Association as trustee of the LB Cabana Series 4. That's a prepackaged mortgage investment security. And so this bank is the holder of the title interest in this property by virtue of that interest that they have in that marketable security. This is a nuisance property consideration at 418 Persimmon Cove, District 1. I'll ask if there is anyone here on behalf of U.S. Bank Trust National Association as trustee. Is there anyone here on behalf of U.S. Bank? Are you here on behalf of U.S. Bank?
Yes.
You
Okay.
are?
Yes.
Okay. You can step forward at this time. Ms. Renee, do we have photos to demonstrate, please?
Right, so, this property, originally, we received a complaint, in August of 20. At that time, it was titled in the name of Marion White. Mrs. White is deceased, and it went into an estate. We brought that before the board, and it was declared a nuisance December 3rd of 20. However, you know, Justice Court does not permit us to bring estates before them, so nothing happened after that point. We originally did have a property preservation contact, but it went to foreclosure and it changed hands. And so we have had some correspondence with Mr. Stevenson, who is the realtor for that property, but he's the only contact we've really ever been able to have. And so these pictures were taken in April of 2022. That complaint, the newest complaint, was received April 26th of 22. These are pictures that were taken that day. And these are the new pictures that were taken on the 13th. And now these pictures were provided of the inside of the house. Do you want me to show them?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine, please.
They were on the website.
Oh, dang, I like the kitchen, but then it, somehow.
I'll step in anytime you're ready.
Sir,
What's your name?
please, yeah, state your name and your address for us.
Hey, back that other one up, please.
Right here?
Just give it a second. Go ahead.
A little leak over.
I'll step in anytime
Hey.
you're ready. Go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Eric Stevenson with EQ Real Estate. I'm the realtor for this property. I represent the asset management firm that's selling this property on behalf of the bank.
Your address, please.
198 Chermont Place, Suite 4, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 39157. As y'all can see based on the photos, once this property went into foreclosure, this property does have a preservation called, a national preservation service called Safeguard. And Safeguard does keep the maintenance of this property. As you can see, they do
They
keep.
do?
Just hang on. Let him hear what he got
Oh,
to say.
okay. I was just-
Yeah, Safeguard does keep the maintenance of this property. As you can see that, you know, this house, the neighborhood value of this house, I think it wants over 300,000. But this property, the seller's trying to aggressively sell this property. This property have just been dramatically reduced lower than 200,000. I think it's listed like 189, but it's under 200K. The seller is, of course, not trying to give the property away, but they are maintaining the property. It may not meet, I guess, the standards since it is being sold as is, but any issues, they definitely mitigate the issues, and I do have the contacts of Safeguard to give out, and the contacts of my contact that's overseeing the property for any concerns.
All right, so
All
what
right.
do we,
That all you got to say? I mean, have you got what you got?
Yes, like I said, the seller is aware of, you know, that I'm assuming that the neighbors do want the property, so the seller is aware that, you know, it's not getting that homeowner's touch as the regular homeowners, But like I said, they do keep the yard maintained. We do have a property preservation that comes in where every 2 weeks, I do weekly, bi-weekly inspections, on that property also.
Okay.
All right,
That's
All
it.
thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Now, I wanna tell you what we're gonna have to do. Some of the stuff you're saying is true and some of it's not true. The yard has not been cut and cleaned up. The yard you cut, in fact, you can see you cut about 25 feet and then left the rest. I don't understand why just wait, let me finish. You did that and left the rest of the yard. We've been pushing this for ever since, Ms. Lawrence said, for several years, and we had to stay on you and on you and on you. The roof is leaking. There's mold in the house now. And go and flip back to a couple of pictures there and show the inside of the house. These inside do not represent the inside of the house at all. Oh, all right, go on, keep on going. That one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you that one. All right, go and find that one, okay?
What is that?
Let me tell you what that is right there. That carpet has been sitting in that room all this time. That ain't where it kept a dog. That's where they cut the water off to the house, and they used the toilet, that carpet in that room as a toilet. It should have been ripped out long ago. The roof, the walls.
Jared, are you saying that's feces?
Huh? Yes. Yes.
God.
The roof has been leaking. That may be a sign right there. There's black mold on some of the walls. The backyard, you can look at the fence is fallen down, should have been torn down, cleaned up. The backyard is full of junk. Now, that's a couch. How hard has it been to haul a couch out? No way. I mean, the fence is all down. What I want to see done, I want to see that fence gone or put up new, the backyard cleaned out completely, and the roof completely fixed. The problem is that roof looks like the roof that came on it. It ain't a matter of fixing it. That needs to be replaced. The inside, like I said, where that carpet is, now those pictures do not represent the inside of that house in any manner. They tore everything out of it that was metal, I assume, and sold it for scrap. The return air vents are gone. Gone. The stove is gone. The only thing left there is a dishwasher, and you don't even show the hole over there. The sink's gone. They tore everything out that they could sell for whatever.
Needless to say, this is a safety issue too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
everything it can be.
It's a gut job. I think the message for Eric to take back is Eric, right?
Correct.
For Eric to take back to his client is it's time to consider whether or not maybe the price needs to be about $89,000, and it needs to change hands immediately into the hands of somebody that is interested in helping this community, is interested in preserving the real estate values, not just of this piece of property, but the properties around it, and has an incentive to want to try to help this community out like the supervisors insisting be done. They need to get very serious about dealing with this. The next step, gentlemen, is since our Justice Court doesn't like to deal with the state proceedings, now that this has changed hands and is in the title ownership of the bank, we have the ability now to refer this up to Justice Court. I would suggest strongly that you do that today. You've heard enough to know that this is a nuisance.
I declare it a double nuisance.
Absolutely.
This is
And
unacceptable.
So for,
One of the columns on the front porch has been hit. It's not even straight. Somebody drove into the corner of the house, the garage. You can see that. Well, that's structurally not sound.
Yes, that's why I said that the seller aggressively reduced the price all the way down to $189. As far as the backyard goes, when we took possession of the house, they trashed out the house. The house had a lot of trash in it. We trashed out the house. We trashed out the outside. Someone came back and dumped them items in the backyard. Them items in the backyard wasn't there, but someone came and dumped back. And then the way that property is set, it's like in a cul-de-sac area. So we believe someone was in the neighborhood or someone, because that house is kind of like in a seclusive area.
Not really.
But,
No,
someone
I've been
came
down
in.
there. Look, I've been there.
But you
When we
said
first started
some
getting
company
calls
was
about it.
maintaining this. It's not being maintained. If you're maintaining it.
We first started getting calls about it.
You would have taken
The
the carpet out.
Yeah, the seller is selling the property as is. So
that doesn't matter
that's why
to
they're
us.
not
That
doing
has
a
nothing to do
full
with it.
rehab on the
That's
property.
why they're about to.
Well,
Those,
listen,
those windows right there that you see, they ain't no windows, they all busted out.
Yeah.
So,
And water
Alright.
leaking on that back
We're
side.
gonna make a motion to send it to Justice Court.
Motion.
Right?
And to tell you about cleaning out, I went in it, when we first started getting complaints, and I know y'all are back there,
Yeah.
you could go in it. So I went in it. It was so bad, I was scared to walk in it.
All
All
right.
right,
I agree
I'm
with you
motion that we
saying.
declare
I'm-
a
I'm-
So
nuisance.
this is declared a
It's in it.
nuisance. This will be ended.
My motion's gonna be declared a nuisance and to send it on to Justice Court and let
Yeah.
Justice
well,
Court judge handle all
It-
this.
It'll take about a month
Second.
before it'll appear on the docket, so now, if you get the message to the bank and let them decide they actually wanna do something and be a good steward of their product here, then, we may can save them from being able to go to court. So, cause the end result, everybody wants it fixed up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How long?
You know,
It took
make
a
it
long.
something that should be.
yeah, Eric, take the message back to your client that the matter has been referred to Justice Court and that an affidavit will be a criminal affidavit will be filed in Justice Court against your client. And they have 30 days to get serious about cleaning this up.
All right.
Okay, so another option that they have is get the price down where somebody will actually buy it and take responsibility for it and clean it up. If your client doesn't want to do that, they need to financially incentivize someone to take that responsibility on. That's their option. Otherwise, they're gonna be in front of a justice court judge in Rankin County, Mississippi with a company representative. Or if not, they're gonna be tried in absentia and they're gonna be criminally charged.
I don't even know how to get
You got
And
these
fine.
holes just like this all around, just like they just went on a crazy spree and knocked holes all in. The craziest thing I ever saw was where they tore the vents out of it.
That's great.
Yep. This is a crime. A crime is being committed by your client in Rankin County, and we're gonna address it.
All right. The
Okay.
motion's been made, second by Mr. Morrison. Any further discussion? Not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Let's move on to
Right there.
public
Thank
hearing
you.
for Rankin
Sorry,
County
you the one
Storm.
that had to come.
I think I'm on a time restriction, gentlemen, so we're gonna move quickly here. Well, we've been active today, haven't we?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna open a public hearing on Rankin County Stormwater Management Plan. This was notified in the newspaper. This was announced when you set the public hearing at a prior public board meeting. And so at this time, I am opening the public hearing on Rankin County Stormwater Management Plan. I'm asking if there is anyone here who wishes to speak concerning the Rankin County Stormwater Management Plan. Is anyone here to speak on that matter? Mr. President, I don't see any. Ms. Nita, do you want to speak on that matter? Okay, no, she's not. I don't see anyone here to speak on that matter. We'll close that public hearing. And that's all that we need to do. We don't need to take action on it today, Renee.
Okay.
So that matter is closed. Mr. President, item D, consideration of and potential action to approve a memorandum of understanding between Rankin County and the Mississippi Department of Public Safety for an additional testing scientist position at the Mississippi State Forensics Laboratory dedicated to testing services for Rankin County and Rankin County matters, with the option to conduct related testing services for other jurisdictions in the event that all services for Rankin County are completed and up to date. The MOU requires Rankin County to cover all of the personnel costs associated with the position and include any overtime and fringe benefits. The employee will be selected in accordance with the personnel requirements set forth by the Mississippi State Forensics Laboratory, and the employee will be managed and governed pursuant to those personnel policies that are applicable to that entity. The MOU may be terminated at any time upon notice to either party by the county or by MDPS, and authorization of the board president to execute the MOU on behalf of the county. You're also authorizing the county administrator to enter into all agreements or arrangements that may be necessary to carry out the provisions and authority of the county administrator, sheriff, district attorney, or any of them to fully participate in the selection of the scientists to fill the position that is contemplated by this MOU. I would ask that you authorize the execution of the MOU and that we proceed.
And before, I mean, this is just to get it to where our sheriff's department can get the return back on the
Yes, sir.
evidence that's been
That's correct.
seized or under investigation on
That's
criminal
correct.
activity.
Typically, in many of our interdiction cases, Brad, we have products that are seized that need to be tested for the purpose of the criminal prosecution. So I think the sheriff has done all that the sheriff can do by that point. It's really the part of the court system where we start seeing this delay because of
The number of
the
cases.
challenge that we have to make sure that the testing gets done. This is Rankin County's way of working cooperatively with the Department of Public Safety to see to it that their testing responsibility, which has to be done at the state level, that their testing responsibility can be carried out efficiently and effectively, and it gives us a little bit of a leg up by virtue of the fact that we're paying for that position. That position will be accommodating Rankin County matters, and so it's a great cooperative process. Sure.
It's taken 9 months to a year to get a test result back on drugs. This is gonna cut it down to less than 90 days. And what that's gonna do is move people to the jail faster. It's costing $100 a day to keep somebody over there. We'll go from holding them for a year and then going to trial to 3 or 4 months and then being ready for trial.
Right.
So it's gonna clean the jail out faster.
Okay.
Just one person is a lot. Right, yeah.
So the benefit-
About 800 cases a year.
So the benefit to the county is a reduction in the cost of jail operations, and you'll see that reflected in the sheriff's side of the house. You will also see an opportunity for us to work more cooperatively with Department of Public Safety and just learn more about their process. So I'm looking forward to that piece of it as well. By the way, assuming you guys approve this today, we will have a public announcement about this on the 17th of January.
Okay.
And so we're already working on that so that everybody who's been a part of this process can come here and we can talk about it on that day.
All right.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Second.
All right. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Guys, this is item E is a cleanup from something that we've talked about previously, which was brought to us by Paul Holly and by the sheriff, and this concerns some of the synthetic drugs that we're seeing in our community.
Right.
And so you guys requested, and we have put together an ordinance that prohibits the use, purchase, possession, distribution, sale, and offering for sale of synthetic cocaine or other synthetic products, or kratom, and authority of the board president to execute that document.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Item F, I see that Mr. Bob Sanders is here. Thank you, Mr. Sanders, for coming today. You're welcome to come forward if you wish to. Mr. Sanders is the attorney for the Stonebridge Public Improvement District. Has been very helpful to us in the process that has got us to this point. I am not going to read this item to the board. It would take us about 20 minutes to get through it. Let me give you the summary version of what you have before you. The big picture is this. There has been expansive and extensive litigation involving certain bank entities, the Mississippi Secretary of State's office, the Stonebridge Public Improvement District and their board, an individual member of that board, and Rankin County, by virtue of the fact that we are the taxing authority. There's been extensive litigation, and the original developer of Stonebridge, I almost left Ben out of the deal, Ben Turnage, the original developer of Stonebridge. That litigation has been ongoing since 2016, I think. It's 2009. There has been extensive litigation, and it's been with us. It's been something that I've been working on ever since I've been doing the work for the board. And so nonetheless, that particular development got caught up in the economic downturn from the late 2010s, or 2000s, 2008, 2009. And since then, there has been an ongoing effort to try to resurrect that situation, and we now stand at the precipice of getting it all resolved.
Hallelujah.
The parties have come together and they've made an agreement amongst themselves that lets us move beyond where we are. One of the benefits for the county is that this is going to put us in a position where we get caught up on unpaid ad valorem taxes. There is an arrangement that allows for a wholesale understanding with respect to PID assessments, and that's going to be dealt with as a part of this solution. And so it's a great day for Rankin County and for the residents out at Stonebridge and for the parties that have been involved in this and the Secretary of State's office. Everybody's shouting hallelujah. This agenda item, I would just ask that you approve as stated, and I need a motion and a second on that, please.
So moved.
Motion made, Mr. Bishop.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Mr. President, if I could ask for an additional item, please.
Okay.
And so this would be under the additional items to be discussed section of your agenda. I need an authorization for the Rankin County Tax Collector to correct records that reflect ad valorem tax obligations that are allegedly owed by owners or occupiers of certain mobile homes and manufacturers' homes, where it has been confirmed that the ad valorem taxes assessed to those owners is erroneous. And then we have an exhibit to attach to this, which I'm gonna make available in the minute record, that lists about a dozen or so individual mobile home units where they've been moved away years ago. They were destroyed either by fire or by weather. And so the units themselves have not been on the property for years. And so what Caroline has done is she's correcting her records systematically so that we catch these situations where tax assessments continue, but the unit that's being taxed is gone and has been gone for years. And so this is just our way to authorize Ms. Caroline's
Make a
office
motion to add this
to
item
clean
to
it
the
up.
agenda.
Motion to add by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Morrison to add. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye. Aye. A motion, I need a motion approved now.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Morrison to approve. Any further discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
I have one additional item that I need action on. Jared, I apologize because I didn't get a chance to visit with you about this beforehand. This is relative to the Florence Byron Parkway project. We recently were able to move through the CMPDD process to have that project authorized to be segmented. And this allows it, we've talked about this previously and you guys are aware. Now that the CMPDD Policy Committee has voted to approve the segmenting of the project, we are required now to notify MDOT that the CMPDD has done this. They need a letter from us indicating that CMPDD has done everything they need to do and that this is the county's desire to move forward through the MDOT process to follow suit with what CMPDD has authorized. It's a request letter that goes to MDOT and tells them we are prepared for this project to be segmented. And so I need authority to execute that notification document and send it to MDOT.
This is addition, you need to add this.
Yes, sir, this needs to be an ad.
I make
So
a
it'd be a,
motion, add this to the agenda.
All right, second by Mr. Bishop. Any discussion? Not all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign.
Like-
Motion to add.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, motion made to approve by Mr. Morrison, second by Mr. Bishop. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Hey, this,
Any other additional business? All right,
Mr. President, I'd like to discuss the need to go in executive session, please.
all
Renee,
right. Pertaining to,
Purchase property.
okay. I got a motion by Mr. Bishop to go entertain the need to go into executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, second by Mr. Gaines.
the basis will be Mississippi Code Section 25-41-7, paragraph 4, subparagraph J.
All right.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Now the motion go into,
Motion go executive session.
motion go into executive session by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Gaines. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign.